Call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Gelsley.
Here.
Dobb.
Here.
Hare. Herman.
Here.
Hoffman.
Here.
Newhouse.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Let's pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this point, we'll entertain anyone in the audience who would like to make a presentation. If you would just step up and give us your name and address.
My name's Ted Clark, 1001 East Polk Street, Morton. I'm working with a group of people who are interested in building a car wash, a modern car wash. We think Morton has a need for that. And we are looking at the Morton Plaza next to KFC, which is zone B2. So I'm requesting that the board direct the Planning Commission to review the ordinances and consider adding a special use allowing car washes in B2. That's it.
That's it? Thank you. That's a zoning matter. Trustee Newhouse, would you like to comment on that?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. I've had some discussion on the subject, as has Mr. Spangler. This is a very nice project. I'm not opposed to the car wash. I'd like to see this investment in Morton. There is a question about the zoning issue. Business zoning was reviewed a few years ago, and car washes are specifically not included in B2 as a special use. And if you think of B2, think of North Main Street between Jackson and say Chicago Street. That's what B2 looks like. I have trouble seeing a compelling case for directing the Plan Commission to review the ordinance for a request that could only result in the requirement for the applicant to then make a specific petition for approval for that particular spot and that particular, for the car wash, may or may not be approved in any case. You know, if the trustees want to agree that it goes before the Plan Commission, then I will dutifully take it to the Plan Commission, but I can't recommend it. There are really two issues here. So the other one is that should there be a review and a favorable recommendation, that is to include B2 as special use, that there be no assumption, should be no assumption, that there be an approval for this particular car wash in that spot. And we're looking at a kind of an unusual situation. This is not straightforward. We've got a large parcel in a shopping center with a piece in the middle that's landlocked and where we would have a zoning exception. And there are some arguments probably for and against, but it's probably going to be contested, I would guess, by neighbors. So you come back to the question of what's the highest and best use of the land and the impact on adjacent restaurants, the shopping center, traffic on Martha's Parkway that could potentially back up to North Morton Avenue. All of those things would be part of the consideration for the special use if and when it would ever get there. So there are two hurdles to be jumped here. One is whether or not we want to take it to the Plan Commission, and the other then is if it goes to the Plan Commission, whether or not it would really be a viable argument for granting the special use. So I have trouble on that basis with making the argument that we should even take it to the Plan Commission.
Would anyone else like to comment? Counselor, I have a question. We can't actually vote on this, can we? Tonight, right now?
Well, no, it's not on the agenda.
It's not on the agenda. Can we have like just a sense of what the group is going to do so that we can at least respond to the gentleman? Or should we put this on the agenda and vote on it later? I think you were about to say something, Jeff.
I think just a consensus vote would all we would need, isn't it, to take it forward? To authorize going to the zoning?
Well, we've done that in the past,
without it being on there, although most of the time it is on the agenda when Mr. Newhouse brings it up.
Well, it just seems to me that if there were those who wanted to speak against it, they haven't been given an opportunity to do so. So I'm a little reluctant to actually vote on this tonight.
I'm perfectly comfortable, Your Honor, with delaying it until the next meeting and giving a chance. But also, the trustees have not had a chance to review the literature, and probably everybody ought to take a look at the material that was provided by the applicant. So it might well serve everyone's best interest to postpone it.
I'm really comfortable doing that, but what do you think, Jeff? You look poised to argue.
I'm trying to think what we've done in the past, and it seems like we've got a consensus vote to move ahead. We take it to the zoning if everybody feels like we need to actually, I don't think we've ever actually put it on agendas before, have we? Or not? I'm just trying to be fair to everybody on what we've done in the past. I don't know that we've actually put.
Usually, I think, as our village attorney says, I think at least for the proposals I've made, they're usually on the agenda.
I
But
would
it's not a
agree,
requirement.
If memory serves me correctly, you usually put it on your agenda item. We don't necessarily take a formal vote. It's just we all have a consensus to agree to
Yeah, because it doesn't require a
send it to the
resolution.
Plan Commission.
If I have the authority to rule on this, I'd rather wait till the next meeting. I just don't want to have somebody in town say, man, I didn't even know this was going to be discussed, if that's all right. Do I have a sort of a sense that that's a good idea from the trustee?
So you're saying the next meeting you'd have it under
Next
Mr.
meeting, we'll put it
Newhouse's
on the agenda.
agenda?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. With me.
Trustee Newhouse, if you'd put that as an agenda item on yours for next time,
I
then
shall.
we can deal with it.
I shall.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have no public hearings tonight. We have a consent agenda. The consent agenda is, yes? Oh, I'm sorry. See, I was so concerned about people getting a chance to talk, and then I ignored you.
Ken Martin, 1721 Greenfield Drive. And first off, I've been here about 7 years, and I've wanted a car wash bad, so vote yes, please. But that's not what I'm here. What I'm here is I opened up the paper New Year's Eve, and I saw that what I thought was just an awesome idea to bring people downtown, a little kids' water park, bring women in from other places to gather, and then they'd have lunch. Maybe, women like to shop at the trinkets place. I'm like, what a great idea. I look at the front page of the paper, and I see a bunch of places to sit and do nothing. A sitting area has never drawn me anywhere. And it does have a memorial area to the veterans, which that's nice. But what we're really concerned about is increasing the downtown in terms of traffic for shopping. And have any of you, besides Washington, D.C., ever made an effort to go to a war memorial? You have. I applaud you, sir. My concern just is we went from this great idea to an idea that's not going to do anything for us, and we're spending a lot of money. I'd love for you to talk to your wives, talk to the community again. Don't shut this down yet. Think more about that water park. I blew off my evening with my kids to come here because it really just floored me. I thought we were on track for something great, and then I say, oh, a place to sit. Well, I'm not going downtown to sit. I might go downtown. I have gone to these water parks where I grew up. It's always busy. It draws people in, and that's all I have to say. Hope you reconsider.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I better be careful now. Does anyone else have something to say? Would anyone in the audience like to pull something from the consent agenda? We're going to approve the minutes of a couple of meetings and approve some bills and award our annual fuel contract, which is fairly routine. Would anybody on the Board of Trustees like to pull anything from the consent agenda? Could I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve, Your Honor?
Jeff?
Second.
Tom?
Neither one going.
Colin?
Elsley.
Yes.
Dodd.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Newhouse.
Yes.
I have nothing to present tonight other than my heartfelt thanks to Mike Engold and his crew while they're out there doing those roads hour after hour while I'm cozy in my house. So I really want to thank all the guys at the street department. Village clerk,
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
administrator.
Nothing your evening, Your Honor.
Chief of Police.
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Corporate Counsel.
I have nothing.
Director of Fire and Emergency.
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Director of Public Works.
I have one item tonight, Your Honor. I'd like to ask for acceptance of the bid for the West Queenwood Lift Station reconstruction project in the amount of $362,356 and award of contract for same to the McMahon Group.
Can I have a motion?
So moved, Your Honor.
Jeff and Steve Newhouse seconded. Do you have anything else you'd like to add before we ask for questions?
Just to give you a little idea, most of you know, but for the public, this is our lift station that is west of 155 and just south of Queenwood. It's in need of reconstruction. This is a little bit over budget. It's about $40,000 over budget. We have a contingency in our capital projects to cover that. I've worked with the village administrator to make sure we're covered there. But after further review, we think this is still a really good price, and now's the time to move forward.
And this is a not-to-exceed price, so it could
This
come
is a
in
not
lower.
to exceed. This is a design-build project with McMahon. So they solicited bids from contractors, but our contract is with McMahon Group.
And you do have a $20,000 contingency in
There is a
that, so-
20, hopefully we don't spend that, but obviously I can't guarantee that, but that would be a little bit of contingency in there to cover unforeseen conditions, something like that. But it pretty much is a not to exceed contract, and McMahon's done several projects with us, so I see this one as no different from the others.
You feel if we rebid it, we still wouldn't get it down to where we thought it
I don't
ought to be?
believe so, and the reason, obviously, we put a number towards it a year ago. It's a pretty sophisticated piece of equipment, and G.A. Rich got the the main construction part of it, and they're actually working on our lift station on 150 as part of the IDOT reconstruction project, and they're going to move right over to this. So based on that and some research, we believe it'll go up about $20,000 if we rebid it, next year or down the line at least.
And the
Any
electrical-
questions?
The electrical bids were within, all four were within about 7,000. And the equipment bid was within 2,000, so I think it's pretty competitive, actually.
And this lift station will be set up for future growth too. This is on the other side of 155, but it takes on a significant portion. Detroit Avenue, it actually, there's a main sewer line that goes under 155 to get to this. So not only does it serve a large area, it's one of our largest lift stations, but it will have the capacity to add pumps to it later to serve future growth west of 155 and along the Detroit Avenue corridor.
Any other questions or comments? Call it.
Yes. Herman.
Yes.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Newhouse.
Yes.
Belsley.
Yes.
Planning and Zoning Officer.
One item tonight, Your Honor. GST Properties would like to gift to the Village of Morton 2 small parcels of land on Erie Avenue. Had spoke to Craig a couple times about this. We're out there right in that vicinity mowing anyway, and they're not very big. Either piece is not very big piece of ground. I don't know, maybe at some point we might have a use for it. Right now, we don't know what that would be, but it's not any big, it wouldn't be any burden to us to go ahead and take care of that while we're there, so it'd be like additional right-of-way.
Can I have a motion to do
So
so?
moved, Your Honor.
Steve,
Second?
second by Jeff. Any discussion on this?
I was just for the record, I was gonna ask, the legal description identifies PIN numbers, and I know I asked this earlier, just for the public's benefit, approximate size, are we talking an acre or less?
There is actually a plat, Randy.
Yeah.
That, the piece that's labeled on that drawing is B, outlot B. It's at the widest part, it's about 70 foot, and then it goes several hundred feet down to practically nothing. The smaller outlot A is about 45 or 50 feet at the widest, and it's maybe 120 feet wide, or long. So neither of them are very, very large, and
We're looking less than an acre.
Yeah.
Just for the benefit of the public to understand what size we're talking about.
yeah.
But the ground does back up against the gas building, so we could move Getz Road over if we have to.
Yeah.
And we could also,
Obviously, Outlot A is not that attractive, but
Yeah.
Outlot B is just south of our, that's our one border station where the gas comes into town.
There
And
could
it
be some
just,
benefit.
it just gives us flexibility there, when the only expense really is adding on the mowing, which they're already mowing right there. So
Yep.
the costs is very minimal.
Because that Getz Road does come awful close to our existing building, so if we needed to move it, be no big deal.
It's an advantage of the village because we may be able to make use of the land that gives us control of property that might not otherwise be as well maintained as we would want. So no disrespect to the owners, but it's a small patch to try to take care of, so this makes sense in my mind.
Any other thoughts? Call it.
Herman.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Newhouse.
Yes.
Belsley.
Yes.
Dobb.
Yes.
Trustee Belsley, do you have anything tonight?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
Trustee Dobb?
Nothing this evening.
Trustee Hare isn't with us tonight. Trustee Herman?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Trustee Kaufman?
Nothing tonight?
Trustee Newhouse?
Your Honor, I'm postponing the mixed-use zoning discussion because of the weather. Didn't need to bring extra people here tonight that we didn't need for the review, and we don't have a full board anyway, so we'll do that next time.
Got it. Has anyone got anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved to adjourn, Your Honor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?